Welcome to Soccer As We Like It, the Man United Direction, the channel for United and football fans all over the world, the biggest and best fan channel in the United States. Join us today for the big talk about our Sunday podcast therapy. We have, joining us on our panel today, we have the sole representative of UK, Vim, the analyst. Welcome on the show.
Hey guys, how you all doing?
We have a big American contingent. We'll start with Ambassador Devin, representing the Tampa crew. Welcome on the show, Ambassador.
Hi guys, good afternoon. Thanks for having me on as usual.
The soul man, Houston Red Army, Mr. Positive. Let's go. Joe.
Let's go, guys.
And we have the one and only Houston Red Army, Denver Red Army, singing director, Louis. Welcome to the show.
You're welcome.
Right. As you know,
Hey,
United
today there's no therapy. It's a celebration.
As you know, today, United won by 3-0. Clean sheet, 3 goals, unselfish play. Hey, not complaining. But we have some other points we're talking about. We're going straight into the game. Vim, Man United 3 goals, clean sheet.
Yeah,
unselfish play. What's your take on it?
it was a good show from the youngsters up front, except one on the left, and a good show from the experienced players in Casemiro, Bruno, and Martinez. And that's what I think this game was all about. It was about the youngsters who are going to be the future of the club, mixed with experienced players in Casemiro, Bruno, and Martinez who know how to defend and win games and keep the ball moving and keep the play going. So yeah, that basically leaves me with one player who just looks out of place, and I think we need to make a decision on him very soon because he doesn't seem to fit into the experienced crowd or the young crowd anymore. And that person I'm talking about is Rashford. So yeah, apart from him, everyone had a good game, and it was
in case the mystery was still out there.
Yeah, in case the mystery was still out there, I'm talking about Rashford. I think he just looked out of sorts, just didn't seem to fit into the way the team plays. He just he looked out of place. He looked out of place completely, and I was watching him very carefully throughout the whole game. But yeah, that's my take on it. Short take on it.
Thank you very much. Louis, Man United's performance today. You want to summarize what your thought was?
Yeah, honestly, one of the better performances for us over the course of the season. The youngsters definitely came out. Kobe Mainu, that's my boy. Thought he played very, very well. But big ups to Shaw and Delo as well. I thought they played extremely well. I'm sorry about my voice. You know, the British Bulldog here in Denver was rocking with the United.
I know, I could imagine.
We were loud today, which is, I will have to say, unfortunately, a change of pace for us. Usually the United fans have been kind of kept at bay. But no, Garnacho played extremely, extremely well. Rasmus, good on him for getting his goal. Very, very happy today. And even Harry Maguire did okay. He did okay. I'll say that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Cool. Right. Ambassador Devin, your take. How would you find this game today, mate?
It was, you look at it on paper, 3 goals, a clean sheet, Old Trafford rocking. I'm happy with it. I'm a little bit concerned now with what the extent to Martinez's injury could be right now. Just because, I mean, we were doing so well. He comes in, you see that, and you see how our defense deteriorates when he's out. So I hate to have to speak on a negative side about that, but I just hope whatever's going on with him is not as bad as it seems to be. But aside from that, it was a good result. I have a feeling that picture of our youth sitting there.
That was classic.
Yes. I just have a feeling that picture is going to be something that's going to be on a lot of posters coming up pretty soon.
Very true. Very true. Okay. Joe, the soul man, your take. We kept a seat at a bear waiting for you to come in today, but you did a no-show, no-call. Typical. You know what I mean? We can't hear you.
Oh, we lost you, Joe.
Joe, take off mute. Take off mute. Take off mute. Yeah.
Amateur hour.
I had to make sure I was prepared for today's podcast, so like I wasn't able to make it. Yeah, solid win from the guys, man. Good, solid, professional win. Key thing that I noticed about this game, man, I saw everything that was wrong about Manchester United again today. But when it came down to it, people just made plays. You had players coming back and helping out their fellow teammates, and I saw a level of connection with the team today, right? So it could have easily turned into another banana peel game, even after we went up 2. But solid play by the guys. Yes, unsung heroes. Maguire, see, like Maguire, like twice.
Yeah.
Other than
yeah.
that, he was pretty good, right? I would say a good solid 6.5, 7, right? And but shout out to I would almost say close to man of the match, Luke Shaw, man. What was this? Kudus was their main offensive threat, and the way Luke Shaw completely shut him down on that right side, you gotta love it. So good on the team.
Right. Good. Right. I mean, it wasn't a bad game. I thought the transition from the defense, and one thing Vin just mentioned, you are the third person in the space of 2 hours since the game that have said the most expensive player on the field who played on the left today was was literally oblivious to this game completely. Like he was all over the place. He was not there. And I'm thinking, oh dear. So I mean, Vim, you want to elaborate a bit on Rashford today?
I don't think he was that bad.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't either, honestly.
You don't?
I don't think he was. I don't think he was that bad. I think if he had taken one or two of those chances, we would be having a completely different conversation. He was in the mix. You know, Maguire's gonna Maguire, and then Rashford's gonna Rashford. Like there was twice, like run straight into dark alleys. You know, not knowing what's in there, not knowing how to get out. You know, and losing possession. That's Rashford for you. You know, but
I mean that therein is the problem, isn't it? That's Rashford for you. For that kind of output and that type of money, I just don't see any value in it anymore. And if we can shift him on, we need to shift him on.
I mean, let's not get it twisted. It's not like Rashford held the team hostage and said, "If you guys don't pay me this money, I'm gonna bounce." There was no team. No. Listen.
Yeah.
Let's not fault a player for administrative mistakes. The administration, the front office, should have never given him that contract, right? I don't think Rashford was trying to leave. It was a self-inflicted wound, and now he's being held to a standard that he never asked for. Like he didn't ask for that money; they just gave it to him just for whatever, right?
Oh, that's what they negotiated.
So should he give some of his wages back?
Negotiated, mate. It's not like he turned it down. Oh no, they probably
should he give some of his. Should he give some of his wages back then for underperforming?
Come on now, yo, come on. So you're saying whenever you work, right, every day you're giving a 20 out of 10 every day, and if you don't,
no, I don't. I just think there's better value in the market than what we have in Rashford.
I understand that, but you
this is going to open up a whole debate. It's going to be really interesting. It's going to be really interesting.
I'll put it. Let me come in on this one really fast right now.
Richard,
you look at the rate. All right, we're going to Richard now.
Yeah. No. I just wanted you to move a bit so it could be more centered.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, go on, Dev.
So the way that I look at this right now, okay, you negotiate, and yes, you had an incredible season last year. Nobody is going to debate that. However, that set the bar. When you know what you're capable of, and you get paid off of this right now. He has been nowhere near that level as he was last year.
Thank you, Devin. Thank you.
And the part where I understand where Vim is coming from is you have to start looking at, okay, is his output worth the contract that he's getting right now?
Thank you.
And the next thing right now is if it is not, at what point and in the club do you start thinking maybe it's time to cash in while we can get some value for him now before it goes even lower? And I'm saying this as Rashford being my favorite player on the side right now. But he's not at the level that he was at before, and that needs to improve. As I said before, he's got to the end of the season to justify why he should stay beyond here, in my opinion.
There you go. Thank you. Right, we'll welcome in another UK is represented by Richard, Mr. Strict. Welcome onto the show, mate.
How's it going, guys? You okay?
We are all right. We are all right. How was your day today? Good. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you all. Happy Sunday to you all. Good to see you once again. Good to see you once again.
3-0 clean sheet. Your take on it?
I'm happy at the result.
Yo.
We've not had a clean sheet in a while, so I think that it was definitely a positive step in the right direction. I think the only negative from the game was obviously Martinez's injury towards the end. So I think that was a bit frustrating, but I think that we played well. We controlled the game in most parts. West Ham, they did play well at times, but they didn't really lay a glove on us, you know. But they didn't really pose a major threat. And it's good to see the forward line firing, you know, the likes of Højlund, you know, he's continuing his good run of form. Garnacho played well on the right. Rashford was a bit concerning, if I'm going to be honest. Rashford didn't play very well. And then Bruno was hit and miss with some of his passes. But overall, I'm satisfied.
No, you're satisfied with the United win today. I think it was a good win. I think they showed. I thought today looked like the first time I've seen the front three a bit unselfish. But my only concern was Rasmus only had 2 shots, one side net, one in. Still not enough being created for the striker. That's my concern. Let me bring in the controversial one. Ben's, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Good.
How's everything going?
Your take on this game quickly?
I think it was a good performance. All round. Defensively was pretty good. You could tell the big difference when Martinez comes into defense, man. He makes the way we play totally different. He's very aggressive. He's winning balls left, right, center. And you can see that similar type of defending that we had last season when he's there. Delo was very, very good today. Delo was one of the best players on the pitch, in my opinion.
Joe,
And
did
then,
you guys that one?
Yeah. Yeah, Delo was very good. He was very good.
Yeah,
good.
repeat that again. I think Joe missed it. He's on mute.
He was very good. He was, I'll say, contender for man of the match, in my opinion. There were some key tackles he made.
Especially that Maguire mistake.
Exactly. Maguire's mistake, and there was one towards the end there where he made another tackle where all that the West Ham player needed to do was just lay it off to whoever was on the left side, and Delo cut that one off too. That could have been good. That was a goal.
That was almost a guaranteed goal. Yeah.
So he was one of the big reasons why we kept the clean sheets. I'll say that he's one of the big reasons why we kept the clean sheet.
Would you say he was the better fullback today?
Oh yes, he was the better fullback.
He's better than Luke Shaw today.
He was better than Luke Shaw today. Nah, he was better than Luke Shaw today. Okay. But when I mean better than Luke Shaw, what he had, especially those tackles he made, it made a difference. So I'll give him the edge over. I'll give him over Luke Shaw. Plus, he was man of the match contender in my opinion. But then obviously, midfield. I mean, Kobe Mainoo, that guy is beyond his years, man. I'm so happy that we have that player. I'm so happy. That guy is a beast, man. He's gonna go places. And obviously, in the attack, we play. I mean, Højlund. I mean, for the Højlund haters that keep saying the guy in he's nothing. He costs what, 70 million? We pay too much money for him. I mean, you're comparing a 20-year-old with like old heads, man, that played in Premier League for season upon season. This guy is good. This guy's got potential. He's physical. He can link up play. He can score, and he scored on his weaker foot today.
Yeah,
right foot. I don't know why you keep blaming the guy for being expensive when it's not his fault. But I mean, I'm sorry, man. Højlund double figures today. And some people comparing him to Nunes, and it's on his birthday. Some people comparing him to Nunes. Some people comparing him to Harry Kane. He's not. You can't. Harry Kane's on a different level. You don't do that. But I mean, comparing to Nunes is what, 24, 25. This guy's a young kid, man. He's got a bright future. So yeah, great game today.
Right, so I'm just gonna ask you. Just give me the score of what you thought United was the total score for the whole team performance today. Ambassador.
Today I will give it 8.5.
Oh geez, 8.5. So man,
I give it a solid 8. It was an 8, clean sheet, 3 points. Three
Louis,
goals. I'll take it.
Louis, what are you giving him?
I give it a 7.5. Overall, I thought pretty good. A couple of mistakes, some very clear things we need
Maguire
to
mistakes? Did that reduce the mark?
No, definitely. I mean,
Maguire's-
Maguire's mistakes. I think. Look, I think Rashford played a lot better than people said he did, but he had mistakes as well. His finishing, I think, was poor. But there is so many positives that I think everyone should have a positive outlook on the game. I think it was a very, very positive game, and it should be very, very positive takeaway. But that doesn't mean that we're there. We're not there yet. We got some things to work on. 100%.
All right, Bamsey.
Yeah, I think I'll give the performance a good. I think 7.5, 7.5 between that. I think so.
Rich?
It was a good performance. Wasn't great, but it was very, very good.
3 goals and a clean sheet's only a 7.5.
Oh man, I mean, I
Standard.
don't, because I think
I mean,
I think this team.
Don't
I think
try
this
and
team.
rig the vote.
No, I can't give it. For me to give an 8, it would have been probably scoreline would have been even more. And then I mean, I still want to see more of those link up passes as far as like when I mean link up, I mean in the attack. I still want to see Rashford and Garnacho passing the ball to Højlund a lot more. I
Okay,
still want to see that more. If
that
I see that more
I
and
hear
we
you.
score more goals, then we can take it up to 8, 8.5.
Okay. All right, Richard.
Yeah, 7.5. Like I said, we controlled the game majority of the match, but there was some key things that obviously I wasn't happy at. For example, Rashford's performance, and imagine if Maguire's mistakes had cost us, right? The game could have totally flipped on its head. So
Oh yeah.
I think they put those silly mistakes out, but overall, I'm quite happy. But there's always room for improvement. Højlund getting the goal was great, but again, another downside was that we're not giving the ball enough to him to score goals. So he's been very clinical at the moment, but he's not getting enough chances. So we just need to get a bit better at creating more chances for him. And
Okay. Thank you. Vim.
I would give it a 7.5, and the reason being is that if West Ham had their full strike force and not Jared Bowen in attack, I think we would have let in a few more goals. And the couple of strikes that they did make were very, very close to Onana, and we did look a little bit rocky at the back. So I think for a team that is slightly weakened at the moment, we got lucky. We're lucky they didn't score, and if they had their full strike force, I think we would have been a hairy game like 3-2. So I think when we have weaker opposition like this and we play a full strength team, we need to really kill these games off.
All right.
So
cool.
7.5 for me.
That's averaging out 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5. But no one. I mean, that is not a 9. I would personally give them a 7. I mean, just the little things to tweak more consistency. If there are more games like this with clean sheets and intersectional play and transitional play, yeah. But yeah, I'll give them today. I'll give them 7.2. I do for me 7.2. Right. I don't know if you guys noticed some excellent spraying of passes from Casemiro down to the right side, which were like magnetic straight to the center. What was your take on that, Louis? Casemiro's play today.
Well, look, I will say this: what a difference it makes when we have Casemiro, Martinez, and Shaw healthy. When we have those 3 players healthy, players that defensively we definitely rely on, but also in order to build out and to build through the thirds rather than play Harry Maguire long ball. Casemiro, I think, stepped up in a very, very big way today. And look, this is a guy that we know what his pedigree is. We know what he is capable of. And these are the things that we expect from him. But no, I thought an extremely, extremely good showing today. And I will say this is by far, at the moment, our best midfield trio of Bruno, Casemiro, and Mainu. I think if you change it, I think you run into massive problems. So I only expect to see these 3 over the next few weeks, definitely.
Okay, thank you very much, Ambassador. The Casemiro today.
yeah, I thought that he was a lot better than what we had seen this season so far, because he did look a little bit off the pace, a little bit rusty coming into other matches. I know the talk has been that he's on the other side of his career now.
Haters.
But in terms of his passing today, I thought it was good. I mean, I thought he had a couple challenges in there where it was a little bit. I'm not sure. Not like doesn't have the same speed he used to have. But you know what? The vision was still there. The passing was still there. So even if you're not good at one thing, you develop into something else and make yourself more capable in that route. So you know what? Fair play to him. I just hope that he can stay fit because we're gonna need him to have a top 4 challenges here.
Okay. Joe, Casemiro's performance today.
Oh man, so much knowledge, so much experience on being next to Kobe Mainu. Gotta love it, man. He was key to Rasmus's goal, man. He was there. He don't. It doesn't matter. It didn't even matter. It does. That's the thing I love about Casemiro, man. It can fault him sometimes, but it doesn't matter if he's playing Norfolk County or Arsenal or Real Madrid. He's coming at 100%, you know, and his spirit, his passion in the midfield, his composure was key today. When we have that just kind of relaxation, and notice Kobe had backup. You know, Kobe wasn't being left out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
You know, so I don't understand. That's another weird thing we have to, talk about Ten Hag. Like Casemiro's not making the same runs McTominay is making. So I don't know how that position changes depending on the player. You know, but great game today. Great game today.
Okay. Bams, Casemiro today.
Casemiro was good performance. You can tell that guy loves playing for this club, man. Every time he puts on that shirt, he gives it. He gives a 100 on the pitch. I mean, I don't think he's on the other side of his career. I think he still got it in him, in my opinion. The guy, I mean, tackles, physical. I mean, he's it's to me he's our best midfielder, especially in that holding role. I mean, a good person to have alongside Kobe Maino. So good performance today, man. Love the guy.
Thank you. Rich, Casemiro.
Yeah, a stalwart in the midfield. Definitely a general next to Kobe Mainu, who Kobe Mainu can certainly learn from. Yeah, his performance was brilliant. You know, the reading of the game, knowing when to intercept balls, positioning was on point. And I just don't like when people, write him off. So yeah, I'm really happy with his performance today.
Right. Vim.
Yeah, I echo what everyone's been saying. Imagine being Kobe Mainu and breaking into the first team as a future CDM, and then you've got someone like Casemiro next to you that you can learn from and play alongside. I mean, that's just the best experience ever.
I know.
So,
right?
yeah, I mean, he's an aggressive midfielder. His timing is brilliant. He knows how to position himself. The way he just pounced on that ball to set up Rasmus's strike, it's just brilliant. Him and Mainu, and I feel kind of sorry because Sofian Amrabat seems to be forgotten about. Yeah, when you take Mainu off and rest him, I'd prefer to see Sofian Amrabat on instead of McTominay.
Scottish lad.
So maybe, yeah. I mean, he's great up front. He's good up front, not great, but he's not a CDM. So I'd prefer to see Sofian Amrabat instead of
Louis. Casemiro.
Again?
Oh, you're okay. Everyone's done Casemiro. All right.
Yeah, I already got it, my guy.
Okay.
I mean, I'll go again. You know me. I love to hear this voice.
I know you go again. But that combination between Mainu and Casemiro, I think they look like they've been working together. I think it can only but get better. And like I said, you can't ask for a better partnership to learn from in this team. And that picture they took together, Mainu, Haaland, and Garnacho, that was picture perfect. I mean, the Trinity extended. I thought that was.
Garnacho said that was inspired. Yeah. Garnacho said it was inspired. Right, you can tell what inspired that.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Inspired by the marketing department, maybe somebody said.
It was a get you back at Kudos. Because Kudos did the same. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Let's digress quickly. We have some. It might be just paper talk. What's your take on Would you take Jose Mourinho back? He says he has unfinished business at Manchester
Please,
United.
please. That shouldn't be a
Hold
question, man. That
hold
shouldn't
on.
be a question, man.
We want to see if some of us will take him back, considering the circumstances. It's a new package, a new a structure upstairs. You know, he might. You know, we don't know.
I'll be
So,
shocked.
Devin, Jose back. Would you
Oof.
take him?
The question with this one is, are we looking for long-term success or short-term success at the detriment of longevity, long-term success? Everybody knows Jose's track record. I think Jose just sees it now as Ten Hag. Ten Hag's job is a little bit in trouble right now. And this is his chance to prove that he can still manage at the top level.
Right.
Because what other top club do you think maybe he could go to? I don't see him walking really into the Chelsea side right now. Also, remember, United's about to have a big influx of money coming in. So Jose's looking at all this stuff and like, this is my chance to come back in. But we all know how this goes. He does successful first season. It's kind of somewhat whatever. Second season, maybe get something along the way. And third season, it all falls apart and he gets sacked. I mean,
So you won't take him back.
If I'm wrong here, please, we have a whole panel of people. Anybody tell me that I'm wrong if I am.
Right. Joe, would you take Jose back? He said he has unfinished business at United with a new structure, an organization that's new to success, that wants success. Would you take Jose back?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, come on, man.
It's
Hey,
a question.
to me, Jose is an Instagram model that came through. We had fun, and now it's time to let's just you know what it is. You know, I mean, it'll be fun times on both sides for just a little bit, but after a while, you know, this is not somebody, you know, that's has long-term aspirations, you know, for this team. And I would hate, and we've been working on ourselves the last couple of years. You know, I think we would be backsliding if we went back to this very obvious toxic relationship we previously had. So sometimes
this is a new structure.
This is a new me. This 2024 me. Okay, I'm not doing that. I need somebody, you know, that you know, that something more long term,
He wins trophies.
something more solid.
He wins trophies.
For the first
I
season.
mean, the first season.
You know, you're
the
guaranteed the
season-
Carling Cup with Jose.
The question is, what are you trying to do?
Yeah, what are you trying to do? Like, are we trying to get back to glory? Are we trying to get back to longevity? Are we trying to go back to just competing year in, year out because of a structure that's been set? Now, Jose is not a builder. We need builders in this team, okay? Because it's the team, the structure has been falling apart, both physically and mentally, both on and off the pitch. We're falling apart. So we need builders, right? Not Jose. Thanks for no thanks.
Louis, Jose back. Would you take him back?
Nah, you don't go back to your ex. Move on.
Damn. That's a bit close.
No, look, honestly, let me quantify by saying not now. Look, we've been here before. Switching managers just causes disruption. And look, maybe Ten Hag is not the manager long term. Whatever you think, the Ten Hag in, the Ten Hag out. I'm personally Ten Hag in. However, you know, we know what happens when we switch managers, when we go from a Moyes to a Van Gaal to a Mourinho to a Carrick to a Ranić to an Ole and all this kinds of stuff. If we want longevity, we have to stick behind a manager. We have to back a manager. We have to create a plan for a long term. And you know, whether Sir Jim decides that he wants to change managers or not, I mean, up to him, I guess, as kind of being in charge of the football side. But it has to be done in a way where there is a long-term plan for a structure to back a manager. So if it is going to be Jose, if Sir Jim says, yeah, we're going to bring in Jose, but here is X, Y, and Z things that we're going to do over the next 2 years, that's the only way that it'll work. If you just bring in another manager, just the way that we've been doing over the last decade, it's not going to have the results that we expect it to have. It's not going to be good on both sides, I think, honestly. I think it's just going to further kick the can down the road of us getting back to where we want to be.
Okay, thank you. Vim, Jose back, would you take him? He'll win your trophy.
No. When we had him, he would cost about £15 million a year. To pay him off when he imploded, it cost him £20 million to get rid of him. He was on about 15 million at Roma. I'm sure he's going to be asking for a much higher salary, and we know that he's just going to implode and pick fights, which is
He might be
kind
a
of what's
changed
happening.
man. He said he
I doubt
has
it.
not finished
I
business.
doubt it. I
Get
think the
out of
older,
the
I
DMs,
think the
Bill.
older,
Get out of your DMs.
yeah, I think the older you get, the grumpier you get, and he's 61 now. So let him enjoy his retirement somewhere else. Maybe Saudi will have him, or USA. But no, we don't need him.
All right,
Definitely
fine.
not.
Leopards don't change your spots, right?
Definitely. Rich, take him back. He'll win your Carling Cup. He'll probably put you for league title challenge. Your take.
I love Jose, but no, it ended up really bad last time when he was sacked. So now I won't take him back. Good coach on his day, but like everyone else has said, there's that toxic element of him towards the end of his 10 years that, we just can't ignore. And you might say that he's changed, but like someone said, Leopards don't change their spots. So I won't take him back at all. Yeah, I won't consider Jose Mourinho, to be honest.
Okay.
Everyone knows my opinion on Ten Hag, but that doesn't mean that I'd go back to Jose.
Benzi, take him back. No, yes.
I mean,
A changed man.
this is not hard, man. I mean, he's not gonna play the style of football that we want. He's not gonna really promote the youth. And I'll be shocked if Jim Ratcliffe is be looking at Jose as the next manager to take this club to the future, based on them being United fans. So from the controversial one to the special one, the answer is simply no.
Oh, excuse me. I like that. Right. The January window closed. United, for first time in a long time, we didn't get no loan signings. Did it surprise you, Devin? No? Or you expected nothing this season from the January window?
I really did not expect anything. I felt like the writing was on the wall. I felt like with the new ownership not being in place yet, they were not going to just hand funds over to Ten Hag, because I mean, out of the signings right now, pretty much two of them I would say have started to work out. And the first one being Martinez, but we're seeing his injury record right now. And the second one, which is only starting to work now, which is Hoyland. But we all know how that started at the beginning of the season. Everyone seems to be a big flop, even though he's young and whatnot. I just was not surprised, because now all the teams are on high alert because of what's happening with Nottingham Forest and Everton as well. And it's like, if there was no value with that compared to how we spent in the past, what's the point in spending money like that? So once they get their proper board in and they can ID signings, and the manager and the board can be on the same system with the style they're going to play and players that fit that, and then they can open up the wallets again. So not surprised at all.
Okay, thank you. Joe, no signings, transfer window, no loans, no Benzema, no striker loaned out, no loans, no nothing. Were you surprised?
No nothing, no mistakes. Last couple of transfer windows. I mean, it is what it is, man. I didn't think we were gonna make that good of a decision anyway. Whoever we would have brought in would have been on temporary status. Yeah, I think they're just gonna I see as the board is gonna be like, hey, you got what you got, and you either gotta do more with what you got, to keep your job, or we'll be looking at moving you along. I think that's what's happening right now. So there wasn't really anybody out there that would have been, I thought that we were linked to, that we just didn't execute on. So it is what it is. And we got some of our players that are starting to come through. Hoyland's starting to play, score goals, 5 out of the last 6, I believe. And we're getting goals from other places too, so as long as we start establishing ourselves defensively, hopefully Martinez stays healthy, hopefully Casemiro stays healthy. These are key. We were always going to get better once our players got back. So okay. I think the board is just like, hey, you got to earn it. So, which I agree.
Louis, No loans this season. Nothing from the transfer window. No incoming this season.
What are you talking about? Have you already forgotten about our signing?
Who?
We got Arnold. Benedict Arnold from Man City.
Oh. I suppose that.
No, look, honestly, this is a huge signing for us because this is something that I remember you and me, Tim, talked about a while ago when we were talking about Arteta's plan over at Arsenal. What is needed, what is still needed, is support staff around the team, around the club. You know, people being signed into big administrative positions that can make this club better. And I think this was a huge signing for us. And I only hope that we continue to bring in staff that will grow and support the footballing side of the club rather than just the marketing side of the club. So no, I mean, I'm not too disappointed that we didn't actually sign players, but
Okay.
if we can continue to fill these roles, I think it's only a positive thing for us.
Okay. Thank you.
Some people left too, administratively. Some people left too.
Yeah,
which
get
is-
the riffraff out.
Yeah.
I'll take-
Rich, no signings in the January window. No players. No loan strikers. No loan centre backs. No loan fullbacks. Just nothing in January.
No, I was surprised that we didn't sign. No, I'm not. I wasn't surprised actually, because I think that Ten Hag is probably like on some sort of probation. They're kind of assessing how he's going to do over the next few months, and I don't think they wanted to take that risk based on his previous signings. I know that when he's presenting them with the likes of Anthony, who spent 90 million on, Mason Mount, who spent more time on the treatment table than actually on the field, and all these other guys
With his number 7 shirt.
Exactly. I think they're probably just like, okay, yeah, you got to chill out. We ain't going to give you any money this January. Let's see how you do until the end of May, and then we can assess from there. So,
Right.
Yeah, it didn't surprise me that we didn't get anyone in for Ten Hag.
Okay. Thank you. Vim, no signings, no loans, no strikers this season. Are you happy?
Well, yes, yes and no. I think it's more of a strategic decision because Ten Hag has not been performing that well, and they may consider changing the management come next season. So I mean, he's spent a war chest of 400 million, and some of his signings have been flops or slightly under par, and so maybe they just need to rethink their strategy and who they want to buy and the direction of the club and the players they want to target in future. So
Right.
rather than making hasty decisions now and just spending 100 million badly, let's wait until the summer and try and identify the proper targets with good value.
Right.
If I
Thank
could, just real quick, I would be remiss if I did not point out that most of these signings were not his first or second choice signings. Just throwing that out there.
What was Onana then? Was that his third or second choice?
Oh, no.
Yeah,
He
just
didn't
curious.
even want a goalkeeper. That
He didn't
was
want him.
a result of not being able to get anyone that he wanted.
And Anthony?
I would. And
What about
Anthony
Anthony?
fought for.
Anthony. Yeah, we'll give him full marks for Anthony.
Mason Mount.
I agree. I agree.
Mason Mount
was not number one. Frankie was number one. I'll give you that one.
Frankie Dion, yes. Okay.
And he wanted a center back before
Martinez
Mount.
was the first choice. Anthony was the first choice. Onana was the first choice.
Martinez.
Martinez wasn't his first choice.
No,
Wasn't he?
it wasn't.
It
it was,
was what's his
Timber.
name at
Was it Timber?
Arsenal?
Timber.
Yeah, Timber was first choice. Yeah.
Timber was his first choice.
Okay. Wow. Well, I forgot that one.
Then it was the Korean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kim and Jay. Kim and Jay
Bam.
was.
But wasn't Kim
Yeah.
the following
Kim
season
and Jay. This was
afterwards?
the Kim and Jay was the
season.
following season. Kimmy, so Bems.
Yeah. So
No signings. This, are you happy that we just gonna keep it moving without any loans?
I don't know. People feel like, oh, they don't trust the manager. I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think if that's I don't know where that news has come from. But in my opinion, I think the reason why they didn't buy anyone is because the club doesn't have the money. We can't
Yeah,
afford.
we're broke.
We can't afford. We're broke.
So we
That's
broke?
just a simple fact. It's a simple fact. The club is broke.
So even
if
for a
you
loan
look at
deal.
I'm telling you,
Damn.
if you look at last January transfer window. What did we do? Did we buy anyone? It was loans, right? We couldn't even afford to buy Amrabat. How many players have we brought on loan lately? We don't have. The only time we had the money to spend is during the summer transfer window, because that's when the new year, what you call it, like the new calendar year starts, and it doesn't affect your FFP if you start spending from, I think from, is it July or whatever they call it. So I think it had nothing to do with Ten Hag. I just think the club is broke. Club doesn't have the money. Even if I'm very sure, like if they would at least given him like loans, like okay, if they want to let's just get one or two players because we have a chance on making it to the Champions League. If they don't trust him to buy players, they can at least get loans for him. You don't buy any player for a manager. The club just doesn't have the money, in my opinion.
Okay, thank you. Right, as it stands, no one in the transfer window. Benzema's name was shopped around, never happened. I think that was just there to get the fans excited. Now we have question time. Who wants to go first? Any questions you want to discuss? Anyone? Right, Vim, you got a question? All right, drop it.
Yeah, I've got a question. So it's just something I saw yesterday. And maybe we take it out of context. I don't know, but did anyone see that clip of Bellingham at the game playing against Greenwood? Did anyone hear about what he called
They
him?
said that's not what he said.
That's not what he said. What did he say?
They said that's not what he said.
What did they say he said?
It sounded like he was saying, "You rapist."
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's just jealousy.
What did he say then?
Wow.
Maybe you call him a plagiarist.
I saw pictures of it, but I never went into what was it. I just
We
thought
can all speculate.
Did he call him a plagiarist then? Was it? What did he say?
Just speculation.
Hey, drop a like. Them only be going on wild ass website. You know this stuff.
It's Richard's favorite, Twitter.
You gotta turn your VPN
It's
on.
Richard's favorite. Richard, did you see that?
I saw it. Yeah, he called him a rape.
For real?
Yeah, he did.
What was Mason's response?
Nothing.
No response, really. He just kind of walked off. I mean,
He didn't headbutt him or anything.
Nah.
He's not Zidane.
No, I think Mason
Yeah.
trying to put that behind him. He's trying to look like if he had responded, it would have added more fuel to the fire. So I think.
Well, why would Bellingham say that? That's not nice. I mean,
That's what can't figure that out because that seems out of character for him. But whatever.
wow.
I will say in response to that, right? So maybe he called him that, maybe he didn't. But honestly, what the real story is Mason is not quiet over there in Spain. Man, Mason is looking really, really good, and he's still a United player. So, we didn't buy a striker. We didn't get a striker on loan. Ten Hag allegedly wants another striker. Free my boy, bring him back. Let's go.
Where does he fit? All right, we'll come around. All right. Anyone else want to answer that question? What do you think about? Well, yeah, go on.
You're frozen, Devin. You're froze.
Oh, we lost him. I think.
We lost him. All right.
Done. Amateur hour.
All right. Who wants to? Anyone got a question?
Wait, can you guys hear me
Okay.
now?
Yeah.
Back in.
Sorry, yeah, I froze. But what I was saying is, it's going to take one hell of a PR campaign to bring him back.
Wow.
And it's me a lot. Like he's gonna have to be on absolute thin ice to come back. What I would be hoping right now is he keeps on performing the way that he does over there, because all that's doing is increasing his transfer value if the club decides to go and move him on.
Right.
Yeah.
No PR like goals, my man.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, as much as he even scored today a penalty kick. Seems like the kid's trying to get his life back together.
Right.
We want to believe in second chances. He's been given a second chance by the alleged, the victim. Right. That said, for footballing reasons, it makes sense, but for Manchester United reasons,
moral reasons.
Yeah, I don't think he'll come back.
Right.
Yeah.
So let me ask this question: if say he does come back, where does he play this team, Devin? Where would he play?
He's taking Marcus Rashford's spot right now.
I don't see that happening. Ooh,
That's not gonna happen.
I don't think that's gonna happen, bro.
Hey,
Can you imagine?
No,
No,
so hear me
Ratchet-
out. Hear me
they'll
out.
argue-
Hear me
they-
out
they
for
will
this.
argue that shit
Hold
in
on, hold
Parliament.
on, Joe. Let him state this case.
It's either going to be that or you're going to put him up top as a striker.
And Rasmus.
And that's what I'm saying. Rasmus is starting to come into character, starting to come into form right now. Garnacho's starting to make it his own right now. We were all the same ones who just now were all talking about Marcus Rashford at the beginning of this talk, saying that he needs to improve on what he's doing and he's not justifying his big wages right now. What better way to get him motivated, to put him on the bench and have Greenwood coming in right now and taking it, saying, you want it, go earn it back. Because I'm a big believer in iron sharpens iron. So that's why, to me, that is the perfect scenario if they choose to go that route.
Right. Vim, if Mason does come back, where would he fit into this United team? Can you see him fitting into this team? Because
Yes.
Rasmus and Mason, they're both left-footed players. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
Well, I think it can. Where did he used to play for us before? I'm sure it was on the right-hand side, wasn't
On
it?
the right,
on
then
the
cutting
right-hand
with his
side.
left, yeah.
And so with Anthony not in form and possibly being shipped out, he could take that spot. Garnacho can play either side. I'm sure with Mason could play on the left, but maybe we should send Rashford to Getafe and bring Mason this way.
When Getafe look at his allowances alone, not even his pay, just the allowances he gets on his bonuses, like, nah, this is too expensive. We won't. I don't think they can pay. Oh, it's too expensive.
FFP settings,
325 a
if they
week.
get 'em. Yeah, FFP settings. Nah, they don't need that.
You know what I mean? So if that Louis, if he does come back, how do you think United will accommodate Mason into this team? Can he still blend in?
Honestly, the blessing about Mason is that he can be a rotational player for you because he can play in multiple positions. I think it would be a brilliant idea for him to be a second to Rasmus as a striker as well. He can play on the left if you need to sit Rashford or if you decide that you're going to sell an Anthony. If Anthony goes to Saudi Arabia or something like this, which has been the speculation, why not bring him in and have him play off of the right as a winger? He's very pacey. He wants to go forward and score goals. Look, he could fit into a lot of different places for you, and you're not spending any money because you already own the player. For me, I mean, I think it makes sense from a financial point. It makes sense from a footballing point. I mean, yeah, you could make the moral argument, man. But if we can bring Ryan Giggs back, shit, we can bring Mason back.
Okay. Richard.
That's two different things, though. Ryan
Oh,
Giggs.
that's where I was.
Completely different.
That's
different.
what,
So
Richard,
different.
Mason Greenwood coming back. Would he fit into this current United team? And where will he fit into?
If he was to come back, and I don't think he will, but if he was to come back, you just put him on the right, then switch Garnacho over to the left, then sell Marcus Rashford to PSG, Saudi Arabia, silly enough to take him and pay those wages. Yeah, I think he'll easily fit in, and he's two-footed. You know, he can play up front, he can play on the right, he can play on the left. So just like Lewis was saying, he's a versatile player, so I don't think he'll have trouble fitting in. But the reality is, from a PR standpoint, and United, we're all about PR and branding. I don't think he's going to come back.
I don't think he's coming back. I thought so. Bemsy.
Sorry.
Look at him chowing down over here, amateur hour.
So, my bad. Greenwood coming back.
And where will he play? Can he fit into this United current system if he comes back?
I don't think. I'll be surprised if he comes back. I don't think he's going to be able to come back. I think the backlash should be too much. I don't think Ineos will want that to be one of the first things they do with all that story behind everything. I just don't think
playing
so.
a season away from the club?
I
think there'll be more backlash?
Yeah, of course, man. Come on, man. Of course. You gotta think about this. Look at the when it comes to like the women's team, they've already said they've made that point clear. They don't want to see him come back or whatever. It's not. That's my opinion. I don't think he'll come back. But then, if he was to come back, supposedly, let's say if he was to come back, I think he will fit right into the team. I don't think you're going to be able to sell Rashford because Rashford's not going. No one's going to want to pay his wages. In my opinion, it's going to be hard to sell him. I think the only other player that you have a chance on letting go would be Anthony.
Okay.
So
Makes
it'll
sense.
be more of like a replacement for Anthony. That's if, which I don't see. It's not. He won't be coming back, man. It's this is the opportunity to just sell him, get some good money for him, let him go.
Okay, thank you, Joe. You think he'll be able to come back? If he does come back, how is the United lineup up front?
Don't think you'll be able to come back. Just, the British media doesn't really need much to put Manchester United in the front pages, right? They'll make shit up if they have to, which they have multiple occasions. This is just how they do it. But to have, Greenwood back, it's just, that the fan, they're gonna have to write a story every time the opponent fans go crazy, because they're gonna, man, the songs are gonna
The
hit
away fans will
Spotify top 10
it'll be a
list.
lot.
I'm telling you, they're gonna go crazy. They're gonna go crazy. But if he did come back, we're talking alternate reality, whatever. Definitely, just like Kyle Richard said, Garnacho back on the left side, Greenwood. That Garnacho goal today, the second one, that was a Greenwood. That's classic Greenwood. Just create space, bang it with the left, see what happens. Boom, goes in. So Rashford, sell him if possible, but definitely lose his position. And Anthony, sell him. And I would rather see Greenwood starting with the likes of Ahmad and Palestri coming in on either side as backups. So I think it's youthful, it's cost effective, and I think that's what we should do.
Okay.
If we could.
Anyone go next question? Who wants to go ask the next question? Anyone
I got a
any
question for this one right now.
All right, go on.
Depending on the extent of Martinez's injury, where do you see us finishing out the rest of the season?
Ouch. Who wants to go first?
Don't you put that into the universe? Don't you put that evil on us? How dare you? He's fine. He's fine.
All right, Louis, you must well start off that question.
It puts us in a very, very dark place. Let me tell you, because we're so fragile. This starting 11, our best 11, is so fragile that when you rotate players, you cannot play the same way. Today, overall, we did well without Varane in the back. I even commented in the pub about some of Maguire's forward passes that were spot on, that were very, very well taken. But he's not consistent, and we know that when we try to push high the way we do, that he gets caught out and mistakes are made, and he's not fast enough. And Delo has to go put on a Jackie Robinson style sprint to cover his ass. It's devastating. It's devastating for us if we lose him. And the only answer that you could come up with is just the rotation. You have to rotate Lindelof, Maguire, and Evans constantly throughout the rest of the season to even have a chance at making up any of that. And still, Rafael Varane has to rotate. As Ten Hag said before the game, it was, if he had started today, it would have been 3 starts in a week, and he didn't want to do that. He wanted to protect the player and these kinds of things. So, no, it would be a devastating blow. So, prayers, everybody, just throw it up to whatever God you got, because we need him. We need him to be fit, and we need him to be consistent.
Thank you. Richard, in reference to Devin's question, Martinez, how are we going to move? If he's going to be out, our chances of finishing, have they diminished?
Yeah, I think so. We've had a good run of form, but we've also played some fairly easy teams. So yeah, I think we'll come about 6th or 7th. That's my opinion. But
so top 4 is top 4 is a no.
I ruled out top 4 a long time ago. If we can get a trophy, happy days. But no, I don't think we'll get top 4, with or without Martinez.
Oh damn. Okay. Bemsy, Martinez missing, would that say it's going to be a harder struggle to make the top 6 or top 7, however we are? I know top 4 looks like an impossible mission.
I agree with what Rich said. With or without Martinez, I don't think we're going to get top 4 anyways. Top 4 is gone. We've lost too many games, and we're too inconsistent this season. And we still got some some
Mega games.
mega games, mega games to play that we will still lose. We're still gonna have some more losses. I just don't see how we make top four. I think the best if we had Martinez, the best we could have probably got would be sixth,
Right.
maybe fifth, sixth at very best, but top four no.
Okay.
So yeah.
Joe, Martinez injury, if it is bad as we are hoping it's not, is the top 6 opportunity gone? If that
Definitely, it was going to be a struggle, even with him, because we can get more and more clean sheets, but we need to score goals. You know, we still having trouble scoring goals. Today was the first time we've scored we've won by more than 2 goals. You know, 2 goals not. So I see us finishing 7, 8, 9th without Martinez.
Ouch.
Because it's one of the main things of us not being able to develop and transition the game is that Martinez, not only defensively is he very good, he soaks up pressure and it has the vision that there's a lot of times he escapes the pressure because he can find the pass through the lines.
Very true.
Very, very press resistant. And it's something that we are dying for, because normally if that was Maguire or Evans, that ball is going right back to Onana.
Right.
Onana's just gonna do this, do that, and then chuck it out of possession like our man over there, the hair used to do. You know,
Right.
so
Okay.
it's more than just the defensive part. It's the being press resistant that is a huge loss for us. And 7, 8 tonight.
Vim, Martinez injury, if it is bad or worse than we anticipated, is the top 6 diminished? I mean, top 4 looks like that's been over a long time ago, but football, you never know though. That's just me.
Top 6 is possible. You know, we're ahead of West Ham, Brighton, Newcastle. Newcastle have dropped off. Ahead of us, we've got Aston Villa, who are 8 points ahead. We've got the 4th spot. Martinez is important for us because he is a very agile centre back that can play out from the back. Martinez is probably the best centre back that we have alongside Varane when he's fit. Varane doesn't, you know, I don't think Varane has the pace. Maguire, we've seen, is a bit of a fridge. You can't move, and you know, the other centre backs the other defenders have to cover for him. So yeah, Martinez is key for us. But you know, what bothered me is that as soon as he got taken out by that defender, we should have rested him straight away. We were 2-0 up. We can afford to bring him off, and I don't know why Ten Hag persists on playing him. And I think he just collapsed in the middle. In the corner of the ground. I don't know if he had another knock, but you know, someone as key as that, little knock, 2-0 up, take him off. You know, why risk him? And you know, the other day with playing with ice at the end of the game, it's a little bit worrying.
Right.
But, you know, we've got to look after him better. With the management, or the coaches have to look after him better, and they're not. They don't seem to be doing that.
All right, thank you. Any more questions? Anyone got any more questions? Anyone got anything they want to raise about Manchester United? This is the question time.
Though he played well today, when are we going to drop Onana?
I
thought he did well overall today. He had a lot of good saves. You know, some saves that he had to, you know, kind of go acrobatic for. I don't think he had a bad game today, but overall, like, I'm ready to drop this guy.
Ten Hag will never drop him.
I think he only gets dropped in the cup competition.
Yeah,
we're only in one left. We're only in one left right now.
Because also we really don't know what we're dropping him for. This backup, I get it. You guys can say all of that, but we haven't really seen that kid play Premier League football. So to just think that the grass is greener,
we've seen Onana play Premier League football, and it ain't great.
And Champions League football. He's really good at Champions League football, isn't he? Onana.
At what point
we
do
don't
we
have that
face
problem
that
no
off?
more. It's good that we don't have that problem anymore.
Yeah, this question is Ten Hag is not going to drop him. You'll waste no time.
I can't see him. I can't see him being.
Ten Hag won't drop him.
Not in the
Ten Hag
Premier
was
League.
only
Premiership
in the
game.
FA Cup.
Premiership.
Ten Hag would have dropped him by now. He's had opportunities to drop him after terrible games, and he still kept playing him. I mean, come on, Cameroon even benched him, and Ten Hag still plays him. Come on. What else?
So do you blame Ten Hag for not dropping him, Bims?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. He's the one that picks the team. Trust me, I'm a
Mm.
Ten Hag supporter, Ten Hag in all the way. But man, I'll still call him if he's. I'll blame him when he makes bad decisions. I don't agree with the
100%,
Onana
100%.
decision. I don't agree with it at all.
Okay.
Anyway, what do you
not
guys
him.
think of it, Altai?
We've only
I know
seen
we've
him
only
play
seen
one
haven't
we've only
seen
seen
enough of
play
him.
once, but do you think he's
It's,
He had a
he's
good
more
enough of
agile?
it's,
Does he
it's
does
hard.
he
It's
get to the
hard.
floor
One at a time.
faster? What do you think of him? Do you think he's more agile? Do you think he's able to get to the floor quicker? Does he cover the ground much faster? Do you
And
think?
anybody can get to the
Getting-
floor quicker than Onana right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
kind of a
Thank
loaded
you.
question.
Yeah. That's to answer your question, Viv. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyone.
Onana's just too big. Yeah,
As
he
far as the
certainly
other
has the body style
that's
that
his
would
game.
support that.
Yeah.
Again,
At the end of the day, I think that look, I don't think Onana is a bad soccer player.
No, he's not. He's not. He's
But-
just not the greatest. He's not the greatest shop stopper. That's what I think.
This is someone who has capitulated to the pressures of being the Manchester United goalkeeper. And look, maybe he just needs some relief. I think that's what. And I was hearing this argument about Marcus Rashford as well. This kind of idea that he is supposed to be our star boy, superstar, and these kinds of things. And maybe it's time for, as a 26-year-old player to find some consistency by allowing these new, young, vibrant, exciting players to kind of take on some of that load, take on some of that pressure, and just relieve some of the pressure so he can relax, so he can find his form. And I think that it's the same with Onana. I think you have to just say, look, man, it's, maybe you need a week, to
He went to Cameroon. He went to the AFCON.
But again,
And flopped.
I don't think that relieves the pressure because all eyes were on him when he went to the AFCON. It's like, okay, well, you're doing shit in the Premier League. Let's see what you can do over here.
And he conceded 3 goals.
I think he needs some time away from the soccer field. And I think, that's why we have backup players, to relieve some of the stress and to relieve some of the pressure.
Very
And I think it's time. I'm not saying fire the kid. I'm not saying send him up the river. I'm just saying let the kid take a break because the pressure has gotten to him so far. He's given up 51 in 32,
No.
something
Thank
like
you,
that.
but
issue, the
56
issue that I
as
have,
of 56 as of Wednesday.
I mean,
the
come
issue
on.
that I have with
The free
Onana
Cameroon.
over anything else. Yes, we knew David De Gea was a great shot stopper, arguably best shot stopper in the world. Nobody will deny that. However, we knew that he was not good with his footwork. And the whole idea was a more modern goalkeeper now is going to be the ball-playing goalkeeper. We bring in the ball-playing goalkeeper, but now we realize we don't have the players around who allow him to use that to his expertise. So it starts exploiting a whole bunch of other flaws in his game. So if we knew that players around to suit Onana's game, why did we bring him in the first place? So it's almost like you're setting the guy up for failure right from the beginning.
True.
With that being
Very
said,
true.
it still does not excuse Onana's lack of fundamentals and shot stopping, especially from low balls. But I just don't understand because now you took out Onana's biggest strength, which everyone knows his distribution is phenomenal. We just don't have the players who can receive it.
That's true. That's a very solid point. Any more questions? Anyone got any more questions?
Do you think Onana tried to do us a favor by putting Rashford's misery to an end today by nearly knocking him out? Did anyone see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God, that was funny. But you know what I mean? It's just two poor players. It just is. But what I think this right. Even if we play the FA Cup, I still think in the next FA Cup, I think it's going to be Forest we're playing. I think it's still going to play Onana. I think because Onana's available, I can see Onana playing in that game. I think that guy was only put in there because Onana was not available. I think Onana will play the next FA Cup match.
I mean, the next match that we play in FA Cup is on the 28th. And then before that, our match before that's on the 24th. And then as of now, we play
Villa.
We play the Derby. We play the Derby on the 3rd after that. So 5 days later, because of it's a leap year. So 5 days later, we'll play the Derby. So you may actually be right because that's enough time to rest in between.
Exactly. So I can see. I can't see being in goal against Nottingham Forest. I think because every Ten Hag's going to think, okay, we're playing a Premiership team. He just might have to bring in Onana again. And I think
Has it been confirmed that playing Nottingham Forest?
I think it's a replay this week for them. I think they'll get through anyway. I think it's going to be first. We're going to play in the next round. I think because they got replay match. If my remembrance is still right, my memory is still right. Any other questions? Question time. If not, it's a great Sunday, great day, great weekend. I mean, 3-0. I think this performance today lifted a bit of United fans' hopes and spirits because of it was the way we played more than the score. I felt the players up front were just a bit more or less selfish today. See what I mean? You know, not everyone's not trying to shoot from 50 and 40 yards. Everyone's like, all right, looking for that other pass. Look, putting the head up. You know.
Okay, I got one question. I got one question now.
Go on.
I'm gonna skip past Aston Villa. How do you all think that we do against informed Luton Town right now?
Luton
Come
Town.
February 18th.
The way they played the 4-4 draw of Newcastle yesterday, that was a strange one. That was a strange.
If Martinez plays that game, well, I have no problem. We'll win or tie that game.
Yeah.
Vance.
I have.
Martinez is available.
Yeah, I agree with.
So
with
you think
Joe.
we could
If
beat Luton
Martinez,
Town? You think
yes,
we
we
could beat
Yeah.
yes, we could beat Luton
I have
Town.
an
If-
expectation. Yeah, we all
Yeah.
should have an expectation to beat
Mhm.
Luton Town.
yeah,
No
we
matter how
could.
we look this season.
We could beat him, but to beat him, I think you would need. I think Martinez being in that game would give me more confidence.
Right. Devin, you skipped the Villa game. So have you kind of written that one off? That we're not going to win that game at Villa Park next Sunday?
Wouldn't blame him.
Who thinks we're going to get 3 points at Villa Park tomorrow? Vim.
3 points at Villa Park when?
On next Sunday.
I don't think
Oh.
so. I don't have the
Considering they
confidence of
destroyed
3
Sheffield
points.
United 5-0 yesterday.
I don't think so.
Maybe if we rest Rashford, there's possibility.
Rest
And
Rashford.
Anana.
Vim, you are ruthless against Rashford.
Yeah.
I know, right? He's not holding no
He's-
business, mate.
he's a passenger.
I agree with him. I agree with him, and I'm not a Rashford fan like a lot of United fans are. The guy is just not that. I mean, there's nothing special to him, in my opinion. He just score
Okay,
goals.
There may not be nothing special about him, but do you guys think he did enough today to warrant a start next week?
No.
Over Anthony, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, okay, okay,
yes.
okay.
That's
All right,
there
so
you go, Devin. Mhm.
I would imagine Ten Hag is saying the same thing because Rashford on the left with Ganacho's solidified, right? Like Ganacho,
He's a starter now.
If you want to
Oh,
keep
yeah.
Anthony out of the if you want to keep Anthony out of the lineup, you have to put Ganacho in there. The only way to satisfy Ganacho, you have Ganacho on the right, Rashford on the left. I mean, that's with Rasmus on the top, up top. That's our best three front line. Does anybody else have any other combination that you feel would be better?
Since you bring it up right now, does anybody have an idea what is going on with Ahmad?
Yeah, I don't think the manager is rating him. Or
I don't
something.
think I
Because
feel Eric Ten Hag doesn't rate him or Pellistri.
He's not even getting the crumbs. You know, Anthony came in the 82nd minute today.
I just think knowing the way Eric Ten Hag makes his decisions, I just think it's not that he doesn't rate him. I just think because Rashford is his guy, was his guy last season. Garnacho is in form. You can't displace Garnacho, and those are the two places, the two positions that Ahmad could play in. And right now, those two players are ahead of him. So
Right.
It is what it is.
Right.
It's
Richard.
nothing.
I'm not even talking about starting. I'm talking about just impact player coming in second half.
Exactly.
15, 20 minutes left of the game. I'd rather see Ahmad all day over
Agreed.
Anthony, but especially if we're trying to score goals.
Mm.
You know, I would see bringing in Anthony. Let's say we're up 2-1, 2-0. You want to, see things out. You bring in Anthony for defensive side, but I don't see any reason.
You can kind of tell Eric Ten Hag's pecking order, man. You can kind of tell, like Anthony. It's Rashford, Garnacho, and then you get to Anthony. Then after Anthony, then I think you could. Well, who else? Palistri.
I would even say Palestri over Ahmad
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you kind of
it's
tell his
hard.
pecking order, and he normally goes by that pecking order. He does it with pretty much almost every position on that
Right.
pitch. Even with the center backs, you could tell who is his first and second, and then
Right.
the backups. So he just
Right.
goes. You have to really wow him. You have to really, really wow him in training, or do something like Mano. Mano was Ten Hag just couldn't do anything. He had to play Mano. Mano
Right.
was that is a beast right there. You just have to play the guy.
Okay.
But
And-
apart from that,
and-
yeah,
And it was, if you look at the pecking order, McTominay is at the bottom of that pecking order. It's just that he was scoring because he was playing
Exactly.
because Casemiro wasn't available. Once
Yeah.
Casemiro came in, it was like, now
Right
we're not
back
playing
in.
McTominay ball.
yeah,
You know, Mainu's staying because he's not going to make McTominay play Mainu's position. Mainu's doing that way better than anybody in
Yeah.
the
Right.
yeah. And Ten Hag, you could tell he kind of rewards if you've been doing something positive for the team. He kind of rewards you and gives you a few minutes here and there, like McTominay, because McTominay has been scoring goals. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna reward you for maybe 10 minutes here. You're gonna come in. That's why he brings in McTominay.
Well,
It's you can kind of tell the way he does his things.
let me go to Richard. Richard, Ahmed now. Where are we with Ahmed Diallo now? I mean, they didn't loan him out. He's still there. He's not coming on. You know.
I don't know. Maybe it's something that Ten Hag's not seeing in training, but he's clearly talented. He's probably more technically gifted than most of the wingers that we've got. But maybe Ten Hag doesn't like that style of winger. I think Ahmad's more of like a creative winger where he can fit in at the number 10 role and then play wide as well. So maybe Ten Hag just doesn't rate him like we do. I think he should have gone on loan, personally. I think it's
Yeah, I would have said so too.
a bit unfair just keeping him there just to rot on the bench and do nothing. But I just don't think Ten Hag rates him. I think it's a similar situation to the Jadon Sancho situation. Sometimes, for whatever reason, the manager doesn't like you and he's got his favourites. It is what it is.
Right. Vim, Diallo. Should he have been loaned out? Should we have loaned him out?
Yes, definitely loan him out. Palestri's on loan, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's gonna,
Palestri's on loan.
Yeah. So the two young ones, yeah, definitely get them loaned out and get some experience elsewhere. If Ten Hag's not going to play him,
Wait,
then loan them out. Ahmed is a good player. He might not be, fully grown and strong enough to play on that right wing. Maybe Ten Hag wants someone stronger or more agile or better crosser. So yeah, it's loan him out and get the experience and come back a stronger player. Don't let people just, especially young talent, just sit on the bench and waste away.
But let's look at it. Do we have the depth if you let Palestri and Hamad go on loan? Just a quick. Who's gonna if there's injury to Garnacho or Rashford,
literally.
who comes in then?
Anthony.
You guys got to think about that too.
Yeah. So is there so much difference? Is there much difference in terms of talent between Anthony Diallo, Louis?
Talent?
In terms of skill wise,
That's no question. It's Ahmad. Ahmad's a better.
You think Ahmad's a better player than Anthony?
Hell yeah.
Louis, let me bring Louis in here.
for sure.
Louis.
What I believe it is, and I will disagree with most of the chat here, is that I don't think that Ten Hag does not rate Diallo. I think Ten Hag very much sees what Diallo is capable of. However, I do think that it is a bit of survival tactics from Ten Hag. Unfortunately, I think he's picking Rashford, and it's the pecking order that Ben said, right? I think he has to pick Rashford and Garnacho because those are our best two options for scoring. I think Anthony is his rotation because that's, again, we said earlier, that's the transfer that's probably the most on him, right? So he has to justify that transfer. Palistri's on loan, and then it comes back to what Bems just said about the depth. You can't send them both. I think he needs Diallo to be there just in case, but he can't start Diallo because he also, knows that he's on thin ice as it is. He needs results. It's a very shitty situation that Diallo's been put in, and I don't think it's not fair, but it is football. I think this is where he is. I think he needs to. The only thing that you could do if you're in that position, and I hope he has somebody in his camp that's telling him something similar, is, look, man, keep your head down, keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing. and when you get your shot, go all out, because it's probably one of the only chances that you're going to get right now. Now, if we go on a run and we win 2 or 3, 4 games in a row, then yeah, there's definitely potential that he could come in. I think going back to what we were saying against a Luton Town, something like this, I think he could come in 20, 30 minutes. Absolutely. Luton Town are short in form, if you want to put it that way. But I mean, look, against the Newcastle side, that was horrible. I don't know if you guys watched that game. I watched that game. They should have put him away. They should have put him away, and they didn't. They're incapable. They're still a lower side. They're 16th, I believe, at the moment. So that's definitely a game that we should be looking to score some goals and bring somebody else on. But I think that's where it's at right now. I don't think that Ten Hag is incapable of seeing what the potential is. I think he's incapable of risking his own job, and I think that's where he's at the moment. It's very, very sad, because he is a talented footballer.
Thank you, Joe. Anthony Ahmad, is it a choice of he's trying to justify?
Yeah, Ten Hag just trying to hold on to his job. And the thing is, like, the thing with Rashford is Rashford always, because of his previous season, he's too much of a fruit to resist, because you just feel like
he's only scored four this season. I think if my maths is right.
I know, but like with the way Ten Hag fell in love with him last season, he feels like Rashford is like a carrot in front of him, man, and he's
not doing what he did last season. It's a big difference. Last season's done.
He's not. But I think Ten Hag just feels like at any moment now, Rashford is going to crack on. And you know what? To be honest, if we are trying to move him this summer, if there was any possibility of doing that, we need him to start scoring so we can get the most money out of him. And it's a balance. I'm sure. I have no doubt that Ten Hag might be getting a little bit of pressure from upper management to keep Rashford, the golden boy, the golden goose, the Mancunian, on the pitch, regardless of what the team looks like.
Right.
So, but it's unfortunate with Ahmad. He is like many youngsters that have come in and have had to leave this club. The managers just seem to always be in survival mode. And it's not necessarily the environment to develop players. A lot of times you'll have a situation with Rashford. Rashford is only here because out of the desperation of Louis van Gaal. It was because of injuries that Rashford got hoisted in, and it's because of injuries and incompetence in our signings that we have Menu playing, because we didn't solidify that that defensive midfield spot. So, something unfortunately bad has to happen to like the players in order for Ahmad to get a shot, because I don't, Ten Hag would then have to just completely write off Anthony, and that's another thing. In survival mode, he's trying to prove his point that his signing was a good signing. He's going to keep trying to force him in there. So,
wow,
that's what it is.
Well, season, we've just crossed the halfway mark of the Premier League season. Still have about 16 games to go. 5th, 6th. I mean, everyone has agreed top 4 is gone. I think we can all agree top 4 is gone. So we're going to be fighting between 6th and 7th. That's Europa Conference and Europa League spot. Wow, that's deep. I don't know how they're going to make money from that, but can they win the FA Cup? Got still a lot of big teams in the FA Cup. I don't know how that's going to play out, but it always comes down to the luck of the draw. Anyone last questions? Question time. Any last questions? Any last questions? All right, gentlemen.
Yep.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Happy Sunday to everyone. Great win, great result today. Great play. I just enjoyed the unselfish play from these guys today. That really made my day. And hopefully we could go to Villa Park next week. I don't know what to expect from that game. Villa are on fire. They're actually in a title race. I don't know what to expect. Without Martinez, Harry looked a bit rusty today. I don't know. The least I could see a draw, because Villa are very good at home. They're quite good.
We're gonna
But
need to see a better performance by Bruno too. Bruno kind of like hit today, and we did well. We didn't concede too many goals, but like Bruno, his performance I would say was
I'll say
borderline a 5 or a 6.
if he hits that goal in the first half, then it's a completely different story.
yeah,
because,
that shot.
and what a
Okay.
save. What a save. But if he hits that one, it's good. And yeah, Villa, I think the best we can hope for is a draw, but it's going to be very difficult.
It will be.
Tough.
Everyone else agree? No one is saying we could get. Anyone's thinking we could get 3 points? Asking we could go there and beat them. Anyone?
I'm calling it right now. Let's go.
You say
Garnacho.
what now?
Huh? With Onana, yeah. Onana and set pieces at Villa Park. Are you sure we could get 3 points?
Nah. It'll be a draw.
Joe?
Yeah,
draw.
I
That's
would
the
say-
most. I think a draw.
I would say a
I
2-2
don't-
draw.
I'll take a draw.
I think we're gonna lose that game. The reason why I'm saying so, I don't. United don't really draw games this season. You can
Yeah.
look at it. It's either we win or we lose.
3 draws we
And that
have.
don't look like a
draw.
win, right? It don't look like a win,
Yeah.
Bems, does
So
it?
if it doesn't look like a win, then the next thing will be a loss, not even a draw.
Well,
I'll be.
we've got a good history in February, though. We don't lose in February. I don't think we've lost in February for 5 or 6 years.
Well, I hope the players remember that history, that
Yes,
fact.
Richard, do they know that?
Don't forget on
I
Tuesday
hope
They
is
players
know
remember
that,
that.
Tuesday's
We know
anniversary.
that. but do they
Don't-
know that?
Don't forget Tuesday's anniversary of the Busby Babes.
Yeah, that is true. Yep, the 6th, right?
55 years. 56 years,
Yep.
actually. 56 years.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
All right, gentlemen, been an absolute pleasure. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we shall see you on the next one. Glory, glory. I want to bring a
Good
big
night.
shout out to the London crew. Bim, thank you very much. Richard, thank you so much for coming on. I know you guys are late there. US crew, James, Joe, Benz, Louis, and Devin. Thank you very much for joining us. Glory, glory.
Man
United.
Shout out to the
Guys, on
ones
the
that
next
didn't make it either. K.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Why didn't K make it today, man?
I don't know.
Because
I
Ten
don't
Hag
know.
won.
K,
won his
man,
game.
that
You,
guy.
K.
You have a message for Kay?
Hey,
I'll
hey,
send
yo,
it to
K,
him.
hit a like.
Yeah, that
hit a
K.
like and hit a
K.
like, K.
K, you're
Like
just a
the
cop out,
10-1,
man.
K.
Your arguments, like I don't understand. K, I don't. What's going on with you, man? You just, yeah, man. I'm disappointed, K.
I'll catch you guys later, all right? Before
All
the
right,
show.
catch up with you guys. Take care. All right,
Nice
bye.
one, guys.
All right.
Later.
Bye.